but I know that under Graham Quirk, Campbell Newman before him, Adrian Schwinner, Councillor Burke, Councillor Matic, tennis has been back on top of the agenda. And this particular facility is a testament to their not only commitment but determination, because it wasn't an easy fight to have.
So it's great to see him here as well. Now, before I get on to Rod, I'll say I recognise Roy there, who's got a great surname, and sadly I've been told that I'm distantly related, but I can tell you that distance hasn't allowed the tennis abilities to transcend that distance, because as great as he was, as woeful I am in terms of tennis. But it was great to see yesterday's announcement as well, and the naming of the Roy Emerson Centre at Milton as well. But today I'm very privileged, and we are as a community privileged to have Rod Laver here. Rod is a tennis great, we all know that, and I was just talking to him previously about his memoir, which has come out in the last 12 months. I had to search around for it, because I'm going to get, because I'm a bit of a fan, I'm going to get him to sign my copy of the memoir. I bought a new copy yesterday to make sure I had one, but I had to search around. It's sold out in Brisbane, in the city. I had to go find one at a store in Yeerongpilly, and I saw on the Times that it's considered one of the best books of the last 12 months. But Rod is a tennis great, not just because of his abilities in terms of on the tennis court, but also an ambassador for tennis, and particularly importantly, an ambassador for Australia, and importantly for me, an ambassador for Queensland. So it is a real privilege for us to have Rod to agree to have this footbridge named after him. So many people enjoy the tennis here. It is a great facility, but it's wonderful to see that as they come over this bridge, they will again be able to see that wonderful name of the Rocket Rod Laver here and acknowledge his wonderful contribution to tennis for Australia and the whole of the sport over so many years. And with those few words, I might pass over back to Peter or pass on to Rod. What would you prefer? Steve Minnikin even.
Yes,
Steve,
Rod did the best.
There you go, Steve. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister.
You come up here.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are a couple of terms that are often overused in society. One of them is hero, and one of them is the word legend. Well, today we really are blessed with a legend behind me here, with the footbridge being named today with Rod Laver. Ladies and gentlemen, the Minister has also said something which I think needs to be also repeated, and that is that not only was his record absolutely sterling on the court, the only winner of 2 Grand Slams, but also it's his record off the court as well. An absolute gentleman. What he's done for Australian tennis, Queensland tennis in particular, is absolutely remarkable. And it is absolutely fitting that this footbridge behind us today be named the Rod Laver Footbridge. An absolute gentleman of the game, probably the greatest player ever to grace a racket. And for anyone that's picked up a wooden racket compared to a modern racket, I'd ask you to go and do the comparison. How he even swung the thing, I don't know. But it's an absolute privilege to be here today with Minister Emerson. Very delighted that Rod has agreed to have the footbridge named after him. And without any further ado, thank you all for coming out today as well. Without any further ado, I'll hand you back to now probably the greatest player to ever hold a racket, the one and only Rod Laver.
Thank you, Scott and Steve, Peter. I appreciate everybody coming out today. Thanks to Roy and Daphne Sini, Fanker, Ashley Cooper. And so it's really been, it's a great honour to be associated with this facility. You know, we've been watching, last night we watched a great match, and it's just amazing to see the stadium full, 5,000 people sitting out there, and so tennis is really on an upswing, and we've all seen that we've got some great young players coming from Australia now. So, but it's I'm very honoured to have my name associated with this bridge, and just seeing all the great people that are involved in making this happen. Brisbane Council have done an unbelievable job in bringing all this about, and especially yesterday with the naming of the Roy Emerson Tennis Centre out there at Milton. It's just been unbelievable to feel that, you know, tennis is a hotbed here in Brisbane. I know some of the other cities have to be pretty happy with themselves, but this one especially, because, you know, we look back when we were 14 and 15 years of age and saw some of the the great players of the Hoden, Rosewall and Sedgmans, and then we look around and see that we've had a pretty good group coming out of Queensland, and I think we're all country boys, I guess we all were when we started off. But it's a great feeling to be here, and I thank you very much for this huge honour. Scott, I thank you, and thank you all for coming out. Thanks.
And without further ado, we might just unveil the plaques. There we go. How's that? A truly historic event. And before I just hand over to Mark to bookend the event and say thank you, next year, or 2016, what we're working on is the female side of the equation. And the really good news, though, from this particular precinct here, is that great man Stefan has agreed to restore the last remaining Stefan tennis ball. Now, I have to be careful to make sure I say tennis ball. And that will go, God's willing, right about here. So stay tuned. Next year, it continues on, the story. Thank you. Mark, over to you.